kind of gave me a chance to really focus in on one game as opposed to playing for a little bit and then another game comes out. I feel like I have to get into that, and so I kind of have like these. I'm like the girl in the signs where there's like all these half-drunken, cups of water everywhere. But this really kind of gave me the chance. We started off with Second Son. I think Second Son was a phenomenal task and a lot of fun. Great replayability because you can either go blue or red, and most people did it in that chance. You could go play it good, then play it evil. I had a lot of fun with that and had one of the best DLCs with First Light, with the Fetch character played by Laura Bailey. And then I was really happy with, it was like a great DLC year because some of the things so many people were focusing on pushing the next gen console, actual titles to the next year.
Did you play The Last of Us?
Yeah, dude, Left Behind was fantastic. It was just, it was so good, and in some ways it was not better than The Last of Us, but it was great because it was just such a condensed story that fit in perfectly with the rest of the narrative, that even if you hadn't played the main campaign, the main story, then you could jump into there and it would make you, it made to me have the main game have more weight to it because there's some stuff that plays in, because essentially it's a prequel. So that was two fantastic ways to start off the year. And I loved playing the remastered version to see The Last of Us being 60 frames, 1080p, whatever. But it wasn't just this cosmetic thing. There was so much of that world and so much of that experience that was made up of the environment. And I spent more time just exploring more than I ever had before. And it had been like 6 months or 8 months since I played it last, so I got to come back and actually be surprised. And most amount of time in.
Oh, here we go.
Was Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
When we went to E3, I mean, you always hope that you're going to make a good game, and while we're making the game, Monolith is making the game. So a lot of times it's theater of the mind. We have no idea what things are going to look like. It's like, we can describe it to you, and we can give you like a grayscale model, but we're building it right now, so it doesn't actually exist. And so it's like Christmas morning every time I get a game because I get to finally see. I never get spoiled for my own games because every time, invariably, when I actually sit down and play it, I'm like, oh, so that's what it looked like. But when we went to E3 and the most brilliant idiot stroke of genius that they had was to actually run live code of the Nemesis system on the floor in front of people, which, I mean, huge margin of error. It could have gone horribly wrong. And everybody walked out, and I saw so many people that literally got right back in queue to watch it again because they wanted to see what would happen the next time. And so it made me super excited about it, and when I actually sat down and played, there were some sleepless nights, man. And again, me and my friends jumped on and played, and I loved the fact that you could have vendetta missions, like, hey, Travis Willingham just died, he got his, head cut off by, Orc the gallbladder or whatever. And,
Orc the gallbladder.
I'm like,
it's in the game,
that guy is going to die, and I'll say this because I know we got to move on, but my favorite thing is when you start off, and I would even like text people from the team, like, Ethan, dude, help me, what do I got to do? He's like, dude, run. That's what you have to do when you first start off. You just run, and you're just, I'm a pussy, you run. And then you level up, and you get better and stronger and faster. And, the first time I walked into a stronghold, an Udruk stronghold, I was like, there's 10 people. And you hear that horn blow, and you're like, this is my death. And you get back, and you watch one guy go from level 2 to level 12, and now he's a captain, then he's a war chief, and like, because he killed you one time. And it gets so frustrating, but then when you finally level up, there's such a rewarding, like, satiating, significant power that comes from when you walk into that stronghold and you hear, and you just go, come on, and you just stand there and you just become a badass. So that was to me one of the most rewarding, addictive, it's a time vampire. I mean, I can just get lost for hours in there. I think I've put over 200 hours.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.